Dwyane Wade's cousin was tragically killed in Chicago, and Donald Trump thought it would be a brilliant political move to try and use this to his advantage. So he took to Twitter, because of course, and he said the following: Dwyane Wade's cousin was just shot and killed walking her baby in Chicago. Just what I've been saying. African Americans will vote Trump. All caps. Because, you know, he's like me. He's like a YouTube star. He's like any teenage male or female on the planet. Like capital letters because I'm really serious. Yeah, now you know I'm serious. Yeah. Dude, you're running for president. You're running for president. You got to reel it in, son. You got to reel it in. Okay, Donald, what does that mean? What are you saying? I can't believe you just said... I just... Whatever. This guy, there's no hope. What are you doing? Try to follow the logic here. Let's do it. Let's do it together. Dwyane Wade's cousin was just shot and killed walking her baby in Chicago. Okay, horrific. Are you going to follow that up immediately with my condolences? That's a terrible situation. Nope. Just what I have been saying. What do you mean? What does that mean? What have you been saying? What does that mean? You've been saying that Dwyane Wade's cousin is going to get shot walking her baby in Chicago? Is that what you've been saying? You haven't been saying that. What does that mean? Just what I've been saying. I mean, I guess the fairest interpretation of that is, oh, I've been saying that there's high crime in Chicago and elsewhere. Okay, maybe, but still a weird thing to just do. Like, I told you so. People getting murdered. Murder. Dwyane Wade's cousin, by the way. Dwyane, your cousin got killed. Like, it's a weird, disconnected thing where you're just incapable of understanding how people are perceiving you when you go on this rant. And then he goes... African Americans will vote Trump. Okay, there you fucking jumped the shark. That's nuts. What are you saying? Only 1%. A recent poll has black support for Donald Trump in the country at 1%. So what does that mean? Okay, like Dwyane Wade's cousin was shot and killed walking your baby, just what I've been saying. And black people are going to vote Trump. They're going to vote Trump. No, 1% are. And what's the connection you're trying to make? Like, again, the fairest I could be to him here is, I've been saying crime is so bad, so I will be tough on crime, so that is why black people will vote for Trump, because they don't want to see this kind of crime, and because I'm going to be tough on it, so I'll be better on it, so that's why they're going to vote Trump. Well, look, you're doing the textbook definition of exploiting a tragedy to try to get votes. Let's be clear about that. But the second thing is, dude, that's not... Like, you're not going to do that, and we've already debunked that thoroughly. So, Bill O'Reilly, of all people, was the one who exposed your ass on this. How sad is that? I mean, he's the person who throws softballs down the center of the plate for you day in and day out. So what did he say? He's like, okay, Don, I need you to give me one policy. Just one policy. What are you going to do to stop the crime? You keep saying I'm the law and order candidate. I'm going to stop the crime. Well, what are you going to do? He's like, Bill, let me tell you, there's a guy in the police department in Chicago who was telling me that I could fix this in a week. If you just give me the opportunity to fix this in a week, I'll fix this in a week. So we got to let them do their job. Just like with our generals. We got to let our generals do their job and we'll get this fixed. Bill O'Reilly's like, okay, that's nice. But then what will he do? Like, so what are the specifics? What's the policy substance behind this that will make the crime rates drop? Because obviously, whether or not you give him the authority or you say, it's my authority and here's my plan, there's going to be a plan to lower it, because you don't just, what are you going to do? Just say, oh, stop crime, and then boom, you stop it. That reminds me of Bush. He's like, if I had a magic wand and I could say drop gas prices, I'd drop the gas prices, but I don't have a magic wand. That's something he actually said. Well, that's like what Trump said. Bill, I do have a magic wand. I'm going to say drop crime, and then the crime is going to drop. And then the more Bill O'Reilly pressed him, what was Trump's answer? We're going to get tough. We're going to get tough. We're going to be tougher. We're going to get tough. We're going to get tough. And even Bill O'Reilly's like, dipshit, what does that mean? What does it mean get tough? Give me specifics. Give me policies. He's like, tougher, going to be tough. Going to get tougher. Excuse me. Going to get tough. Believe me. Make America great again. Believe me, Bill. I will tell you that. We are going to get tough. Make America great again. That's not a thing, Donald. You're just fucking word salad. So... he doesn't have a plan, and then when you really get into the nitty-gritty and you take the most literal interpretation of get tough and what that means, again, just filling in the blanks here in Trump's own mind as to how he's going to stop crime. Okay, well, that policy was implemented in Baltimore in the sense that you basically had the police acting like an invading military force that occupied a region. So, the Baltimore report from the DOJ made very clear they basically didn't abide by the Fourth Amendment in any way. They didn't abide by it at all. There was an endless, searches that were unreasonable, that didn't protect privacy rights. Well, that's one thing Trump's probably like, rock on. That's exactly what I'm talking about to lower crime. There was an instance of over 125 different charges of abuse against an officer, and they did dick to try to stop it or discipline him. I mean, that's insane. You have this fucking rogue cop who's going out there harassing everybody left and right. Accusations of the N-word being dropped all the fucking time. One police officer said to one kid, right after the Zimmerman verdict, how about you come walking around my neighborhood in a hoodie and see how it works out for you? This is the fucking people who are supposed to protect and serve. And the list goes on of all the abuses. Chicago is actually, I think it was in Chicago where they have the black sites where there was torture going on. The cops were torturing people. And Trump's response to this is, well, get tough, get tough. Well, they're doing your get tough idea, and crime has gone up. It hasn't gone down. It's gone up. So you're wrong. So, what does that mean? Dwyane Wade's cousin gets shot, and you're like, you're going to vote Trump, right? Black people will vote Trump, and I'll get tough. I'll get tough. What the fuck are you saying? The police departments have been tough. They've been occupying. They've had this tribal us versus them mentality. That's another thing in the report where they said police officers in Baltimore literally embrace that mentality, like, you got to be the toughest motherfucker out there. Everybody on the police force acting like Alonzo from Training Day, and things got worse. So you think you're going to make it better, Trump, by, I'm so tough, I'm so tough, I'm so tough, let me exploit this tragedy. You're not going to make it better. You're going to make it worse, and you just exploited a tragedy. So tone deaf. So later on, what ended up happening? His team deleted that tweet, and then they're like, oh shit, we deleted that. We got to now repost it with the proper spelling, by the way, of Dwyane Wade's name, because he spelled it wrong, of course. So they post it back up with the proper spelling, and then they follow it immediately with, my condolences to the family of Dwyane Wade for what they are going through at the moment, or something to that effect. And come to find out, when you look at where the tweet was sent from, originally it was sent from Trump's phone, then it was deleted, and the other tweets were sent from a totally different device that Trump has never tweeted from. I think it was an iPad. So who did that tweet? No question about it. Kellyanne Conway, his campaign manager. So she sees him acting like a buffoon, and she's like, okay, I got to fix this. Delete that, repost it, because obviously if you just take it down, then you're admitting guilt. Like, okay, shouldn't have said that. So instead, they want to have some deniability here. So they repost it like, we never deleted it. I don't know what you're talking about. And then they immediately follow it up with, oh, my condolences to Dwyane Wade and his family. And then when asked about it on the Sunday shows, Kellyanne Conway's, what was her response? This is his way of communicating. And by the way, just on everybody understand, he followed it up immediately with condolences. So she can't, they can't defend him on the original merits of what he actually said. So just kind of rewrite history a little bit and put your own thing after and say, oh, but see, he at least offered condolences. Dude, he is... I'm now starting to believe that his strategy the entire time when it looked good, because there were times where it was just good. He was defeating all the Republicans handily. It was all an accident. Every argument he ever made that resonated was him stumbling into that argument. We already know that's the case with money in politics. We covered the story as to how he came up with that. He was talking to Mitt Romney's top campaign donor bundler, and he's trying to get him to work for him, but this guy thought Trump was a buffoon. Gee, I wonder why. And so this guy, to get out of the meeting, what did he say? He's like, oh, I would love to raise money for you, Donald, but maybe you should not raise any money, and you should say you are a populist and you don't believe in taking big money. Is he buying this? Could I get the fuck out of here? So, and then he ended up getting out of there, and Trump was like, I love that idea. And so he ran on that idea when it was just a dude who floated the idea to get out of a fucking meeting. But I guess these people didn't understand the hatred for the establishment that exists today. So that's a strategy that actually worked. And it worked overwhelmingly. He crushed in the primary season. But he stumbled onto that strategy. He wanted to raise money from all these big money donors, and he wanted to be a big player and an establishment insider, but they didn't like him. This is who he yearns for, approval from. So everything was just a fucking mistake. Now I think every argument he made that resonated, the Social Security, I'm not going to cut Social Security, that stuff. Again, accident, I think is a sheer accident. Everything he said that worked is an accident, and now the things just aren't working anymore. He has verbal diarrhea on a daily basis. He fucking tweeted this thing. Dwyane Wade's cousin died. Vote Trump. Oh, God. And he just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it.